George Washington set an example for all the other presidents. John Adams passed Alien and Sedition Acts. Thomas Jefferson acquired the Louisiana Territory from Napoleon. James Madison's War of 1812 led to nationalism. James Monroe had to deal with the Great Depression in the Missouri Territory. John Quincy Adams placed high tariffs on foreign goods. Andrew Jackson took down the corrupt Second Bank of the United States. Martin Van Buren avoided annexing Texas. William Henry Harrison was the first president to die in office. John Tyler annexed Texas. President James K. Polk drew a line in the Oregon Territory with Great Britain. President Zachary Taylor claimed he would lead army if necessary to contain the South. Millard Fillmore admitted California as a free state. President Franklin Pierce declared that states could choose whether or not if they became slave states. James Buchanan ignored major economic issues. Abe Lincoln abolished slavery during the Civil War. Andrew Johnson made drastic budget cuts due to Southern Reconstruction. Ulysses S. Grant used military force to speed up Reconstruction. Rutherford B. Hayes won the election by a single electoral vote. President James A. Garfield turned the presidential office back into a position of prestige. President Chester A. Arthur passed the Pendleton Act. President Grover Cleveland signed a bill allowing federal regulation of railroads. President Benjamin Harrison expanded naval funds. President Grover Cleveland forced Great Britain to agree on a border in Venezuela. President William McKinley did little to stop trusts. President Teddy Roosevelt built the Panama Canal. President William Taft passed Payne-Aldrich Act, continued high tariff. President Woodrow Wilson attempted to create the League of Nations after World War I. President Harding slashed taxes drastically. President Calvin Coolidge kept America prospering. President Hoover avoided government intervention with business as much as possible. President Franklin D. Roosevelt used the New Deal to counter the Depression. President Harry Truman ended the war using the nuclear bomb. President Dwight Eisenhower obtained a truce in Korea. President John F. Kennedy successfully handled the Cuban Missile Crisis. President Lyndon B. Johnson cut spending on Army and Navy projects. Richard Nixon resigned after the embarrassing Watergate scandal. Gerald Ford used federal powers to curb inflation. Jimmy Carter responded to the Russian invasion of Afghanistan by boycotting the Olympics. President Ronald Reagan started the Star Wars program. George H.W. Bush was a huge patron of the war on drugs. President Bill Clinton did nothing to maintain economic stability. President George W. Bush doubled government financial support for veterans. President Barack Obama wrote and passed the second bailout.